Hi, my name's Andrew Cotton, and I'm on the Surftips podcast with Pepijn. Hope you enjoy the tips.
Let's get into it. We got the Surftips group on Facebook, and a lot of people are asking, like, I'm really afraid, I'm really scared sometimes in big waves. What can I do about my fear? And I'm really interested in what's your story and how you got into big wave surfing and how you deal with fear.
I think because it's the same. I actually get asked the same thing a lot. That's the bird over there. And I think I got into big waves. Like nothing happens overnight. I think it was just like love. Like I loved. Like what is a big wave? Like
True.
Like what I don't really. When does a wave become big?
I don't know.
So for me, it's always personal. And I grew up in Devon, in the UK, and big waves at home were like head high. That was big.
Yeah.
And I loved it. The bigger it got, the more I enjoyed it. And like any kid growing up, it was a contest. I wanted to be a professional surfer, but it was contest led, which was usually in terrible small waves.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think I ever really got out of round one in any contest.
Because why, you weren't good enough, or it wasn't your thing? Like?
I was just terrible. Terrible, and I couldn't link any turns. I can link turns together in small ways, but not under pressure.
Was like
not
10 swishes short break.
I just wasn't into the groveling, but when waves got good, I enjoyed it, and So just you just follow your passion, don't you?
Yeah, you got more in your element when the waves are bigger, or
I think that the most I did 1 year. I think I was pretty young. There was a national competition in my beach, and it was like solid. It was the first time I ever competed in really good waves, and it was solid 6 feet, and I started taking out a few bigger names, and I think I got to the quarterfinals. And it just became apparent, like, maybe like groveling in 2 feet isn't my thing, but like I can actually perform in solid waves.
Yeah.
Like I had it down, and so that was a real confidence boost for me for my surfing.
What age was that?
I think that was about 8. No, maybe it was 20.
Okay. Yeah.
Like late teens, 20. And it was a good confidence boost for me, but it also sort of like spoke volumes to me, and like, just concentrate on big, enjoying yourself,
exactly,
rather than traveling all over the place and competing in 2 feet. Like
that was your fun, bigger waves.
Yeah, just go for it. I think I did a couple of seasons in Hawaii, and just my travel and stuff just sort of focused more about getting big waves in.
Yeah,
and that was it, right?
And were your friends like all into it, or were you the only one?
No, it's always hard finding a surf companion.
Yeah.
I spent a lot of time surfing with guys older than me, and traveling to like the guys my age generally went to like Indo out of season, and they surf really good waves, but from small to head high.
Yeah.
Good barrels, good performance surfing waves. I sort of hung out with the guys who are like 10 years older.
Yeah.
And we went to places like Hawaii and West Isles, and the reason for that is because I just enjoyed riding bigger boards, paddling and going straight, rather than like trying to do the turn or
a sick barrel.
Which I think that kind of shaped my surfing, and it was never intention to be. Although it was a dream, it was never, I never really thought I'd be a professional surfer.
Yeah. How were you like in that age where you're like the guy who screams everywhere, or were you the silent one who was like, I just want to have fun? And
I think, like I was ambitious, and I like to push. I was never happy with just, being. I think I was ambitious,
Yeah.
Although it was kind of frustrating because you can't see where always the direction because there's not always a path to follow.
It's not a clear path.
No,
Yeah.
or the path that I knew was British, doing the contest thing, which I was like, that's not going to happen.
Yeah.
So, yeah, I think that the big things for me were like finding people to surf with and getting energy off other people and motivation off other people who had similar goals.
Yeah.
And those people change over the years. So like when I was obviously younger, it was, the guys I grew up at my beach who were a little bit older, who travelled to, places with big waves. And then I met a friend through the British surfing tour, a guy from Ireland called Al Mene, and I surfed with him for probably like 6 or 7 years, in Ireland, and we travelled together, but with our main focus was big waves.
Yeah.
And then bumping into obviously Garrett McNamara in Portugal, and that taking it on to the next level as well.
Like, what kind of waves were you guys surfing? Was it like chasing big swells, or be like, I want to surf that spot? And
I think as I got older, the long trips abroad, like to Hawaii and Australia, they're just not, you can't maintain them, or I couldn't afford to do that.
Yeah.
And it was meeting Al in Ireland, who was like, okay, right, you don't have to go to Hawaii. Ireland's amazing, Europe's amazing.
Yeah.
So it's realizing what we had on our doorstep and using the resources which I could afford and needed to push it. And Mal was, he was he believed in himself, and he believed in, he was really good motivation for me at that time.
Yeah.
And we were just surfing like the slabs and the big wave spots on the west coast of Ireland. It's cold, known about. We sort of made it up as we went along. We didn't really know what we were doing, but
it was just adventure.
Yeah. And we filmed a lot of it, and then you could film it, and then you could go through and see what you're doing wrong and what I liked, and what I didn't like. So you're sort of self-coaching in a weird way.
Yeah. What was like the intent of going somewhere? Was it like you want to score big waves, or just you want to go on an adventure, or like you want to film?
It was. I think a lot of motivation was the big waves. Plus it was like adventure because there wasn't many other people doing it at that time. And we were filming and putting bits out. I suppose this is like talking quite a few years ago now. Like, we were putting things on the internet, and I think we made DVD.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it just, and that's just motivation. It's a bit of fun, and you think, we could get a bit of sponsorship, and it could pay for it.
Yeah.
And the whole time was just, I suppose, trying to fund it. Apart from like working day jobs.
Yeah.
It's like, okay, how can we fund trying to do this?
Because what did you do for a day job?
At that point. So I used to work I made surfboards in.
Oh, no way.
I worked in the surf industry for like over 10 years.
Cool.
When I left school to 25. So I was glassing surfboards, shaping surfboards, and working in surf shops. And then at 25 I was plumbing. I retrained as a plumber.
Oh, no way. Cool.
Yeah.
Cool. All right. And what's your first time that you really thought like, this is big wave surfing, and I'm really like now getting into the serious stuff, and I have to get more prepared than maybe I do at like my home beach when it's like really big storm?
I kind of thought that thing, like for me it was always, I was just surfing.
Yeah.
And I thought everyone likes to put people in categories in those boxes, and I'm like, I don't know, because I think I was still maybe gripping on to the contest surfing, or I don't know. I just didn't want to be put in a box.
Yeah,
like,
exactly.
I was supposed to be wave surfer, you know, like. So I kind of fought that for a while. And I was just having fun, you know. I
wasn't really thinking about like
I wasn't
I
really
want to
thinking
be
about
this or that.
No, I was really enjoying it. I think the realization, I think, like going to Nazaré, and then it was like that's when that sort of shit turned real, you know, like.
Yeah.
And it, for me, going there and like having an opportunity to work with obviously my heroes or like guys that I sort of saw as like the best of the best.
Yeah.
You know? I think that was, you know, opened me up to a lot. And I think like that's when I stepped up. You know, you either, I was like a big sponge. I was like, so this is how this all works. This is what you can do. And I learned a lot.
And that's what fun for you as well.
Was that?
That was fun for you, like.
Yeah, like it was like it was stressful, you know, like because I was out of my depth.
Yeah.
You know. So, but I saw it as an opportunity. I kind of blagged it like with Garrett was looking for someone who's working on this project in Portugal, and he was looking for people to work with. And when you got asked if I could do it, I think I was like driving the ski on the beach, and I didn't really have any experience to do that. You know, I wasn't prepared. You know.
Yeah.
But I said I was, so right, and then so you know, I think so that was hard, you know, in a way, like because I was very out of my depth and like, you know, that
those guys were like doing it for a long time as well.
And yeah, he knew all the stuff, but then he was prepared to obviously share his knowledge, and also help me, and it is like stuff like that. It's just time, you know.
Yeah.
Like, no one's going to be a professional overnight, but you've got to put your hours in. And spent a lot of time driving the ski and doing safety and towing Garrett around, and then obviously that, you know, he can't surf forever, and he likes driving the ski as well, and he's good at it, and he was driving. So,
I mean, like they're not like the first time you surfed the wave isn't when the first time you hit the water.
What do you mean?
Like you can go in Nazaré and then surf it the first time out, or can you?
Yeah, you can, and we did. You know, but you know, we're talking. This is like 2010. You know, like there was no one there. We just again. We were working out how to do it, and it was a lot, you know, chilled, and it was under sort of, you know, that supervision of not supervision, because it wasn't like supervision, but the care and the sort of, you know, of Garrett, you know.
Yeah.
And it was like that for a few years, you know, like, which I think was a great opportunity for me to learn. I think because being a big wave surfer is not just about like either towing into a wave or putting your head down and paddling. It's like there's a lot around it, you know, like, you know, the waterman skills and the driving the ski and the safety and that knowledge, you know, and you don't get that by watching or reading it from a book. You get it by doing it. You know? You've got to do it.
Yeah.
So, I don't think if you wait till you're ready, you're never going to be.
I think when I like getting to where the part I'm really interested in like the fear and how people can overcome that, and I'm now kind of like acknowledging like, so because we were talking before that and you were like fear, like I don't know how I deal with it, but now I'm hearing like you do all the preparations, you do the ski, you do the waterman skills, you're actually like doing way more stuff before you enter the water.
Yeah, I suppose it's just like, you know, all those things I see is a good way to like, it's like reps in a gym, you know, like you putting those reps in long before you realise you put the reps in.
Exactly.
You know, like, and it's just you got to at any of the opportunity you got to get the reps in, you know, like, and you got to enjoy it.
Yeah.
I think that there's been moments where like big like clicks, like, and I'm like, all right, and like one of the biggest ones with me, and I don't think this doesn't have to be about big waves. It could be about like surfing or anything, like whatever your limit is. Again, it's what is a big wave? You know, like, is learning to enjoy your worst nightmare. So like you think about like the one thing that you don't want to happen. You know? And for me, it's always been getting caught inside. You know? Like I can remember when I was younger, paddling out at sunset in Hawaii, and I was like, what happens if I get caught? You know, if a wave of like, which is 8 feet breaks in front of you, like what happens? You know, you don't know what happens. Like, and being so scared of that. But then it happening and it not being that bad, and you're like, oh right, okay. That's, you know, straight away the fear's gone, you know, like, okay, right, this is how you do that. And it was a big moment at Nazare with Garrett, and Garrett was, I think it was like 2011. He was, we'd been tow surfing all day, and you know, it was, we caught fat, you know, loads, so many waves. And then he decides he wants to paddle, and I said I was going to do safety for him on the ski. And he jumped off like an 11, 12-foot board, and he had like a float suit on, because this was before like the inflatable vests and everything like that. And within about 3 minutes, this huge set comes, and I'm in a position where I can't get him, and I knew he was going to get caught. You know, like I knew his waves set was going to break. And I can't sit too close to him because you don't want to be in the way. And,
exactly.
You know, I'm like, I can't get him. And I knew the wave was going to break on him, and he paddled over the first one, and he just couldn't quite make the second one, and he dove down, but because he had so much float on, his like feet just bobbed out, and I just saw him get sucked over the falls like on probably like a 60-foot wave, you know, like, and I can remember like thinking, like, shit, he's probably dead. Like, I've never seen anyone get sucked over the falls on a 60-footer, you know, and like no one's in the, like, it's just me.
You don't know what's going to happen.
I don't know, like, and then I went in looking for him, and I couldn't see him, and I'm like, fuck, like, just, you know, I don't know. I honestly didn't know what would happen at that point. You know, if I'm looking for a body, or if he'd even surface, or, you know, and after the second wave, like he pops up, and he's like, just got the face on him is just excitement and fucking enjoy. And I'm like, what? And he's like, whoa, man, that was amazing. And I'm like, what?
Just got skunked by like a 60-foot wave.
And he absolutely loved every second of going over the falls backwards on a 60-footer, you know. And I'm like, okay, right. So you have to enjoy those things. Like if you're not prepared to enjoy that, then you'll never be able to paddle into a 60-footer, because those are the risks. You know, like you know, you have to enjoy the worst possible outcome to get to experience it. And that goes the same with like where it's 2-foot. You have to be prepared to go over the falls on a 2-footer to enjoy it. Yeah. And you have to enjoy it. You know, you just have to. Yeah. And if you don't, then it's not for you. You know, like it doesn't matter. Yeah. Like,
I mean, it's easy for me, like in 2-footer, and I fall, like it's fun. I can see that.
Yeah.
But like going over the falls in a 60-foot wave, it doesn't like seem like I can really enjoy that ever.
No. But if you learn to, then you will be able to paddle into them. You know, because the you know, and that's the thing. You know, it's not. We're not talking. You know, to paddle into to waves of, you know, like that. You're not talking. There's no different skill set.
It's just the same.
It's just
a different mindset.
It's a mindset.
Yeah.
You know, like what are you paddling? Yeah, okay, right. You might have to be a bit quicker. Technically, on a bigger board might be different, but you can learn that. You know, it's quite easy to learn.
Yeah.
But it's your mind. Like, do you want it?
Yeah.
You know, and if there's any hesitation, or if you don't think you do, or if you don't enjoy, you know, going over the falls on a 10-footer, why would you want to do it on a 20-footer? Or why do you know what I mean? It's all.
You should just do, right?
Yeah.
Because it's just like you said, like going on sunset and getting caught inside wasn't as bad as you thought.
Yeah.
You thought it was like going to be the worst.
Yeah, but your mind can stop you from doing it.
Yeah.
So the fear of that unknown, or the fear of it can stop you doing it. If you let it stop you doing it, then you never get to experience it. I don't think I've ever had like a really, it goes back to like I know lots of people who've had bad experiences, and then they go, okay, well, I don't want to surf any bigger. I'll hit my ceiling, and that's great, and I really respect. Everyone is different. It's like surfing is like any sport.
It's not bad if you don't want to surf.
Waves. It's like cycling, isn't it? I cycle a lot, and like some of my friends love that pain. Like doing like 100-mile cycle flat out, like loads of hills. I beat 60 miles and so many hills. I'm done. I don't want it anymore.
And that's fine. Yeah, exactly.
And that's the thing. I don't think I've ever there's some people that don't reach that.
Yeah.
Like I've never had a bad experience in the ocean. I've had some injuries and some shocking. But I've never got to the beach, or I've never got to the jet ski and said I don't want to surf anymore.
Why is that? Because you have some bad wipeouts. Must have.
Of course, but again, it's like an enjoyment. If you don't,
what are you thinking like when it happens? Is it like, oh, I'm gonna enjoy this wipeout, or like super scared, but when it's done, like, oh, that wasn't that bad.
Well, the thing is like once you put yourself, you're putting yourself in that position. No one else.
Exactly. Yeah.
So you are. So you put yourself in that position. What good is it to do to panic or all those emotions, which are just emotions, can make everything way worse. So acceptance, it's just oh god, here we go. This isn't going to be 100% nice, but it's not going to be the end of the world.
Yeah, not gonna die. Yeah.
And that's when like the training, or because there is training that goes in, and the reps and the knowledge that you're in good hands with good team, good people, that all helps.
So like the whole preparation is solid.
Yeah, and
I feel way better.
And I think people don't see, they don't see the 20 years of building up to a situation.
Yeah.
Like
they only see the highlight.
The highlight, yeah. Which the 20 years before is like
way more important.
Yeah, and that's the 2 foot, the 6 foot, the 8 foot, the 10 foot. Like going up slowly.
Exactly.
The jet ski wipeouts, all the other wipeouts, the injuries, the gym work, the pool work. That's very much underground.
Yeah.
And it doesn't take. You can't do that in a year. You can't fast forward it. You can't.
No.
You just it's. It's progression, self-progression, and trying not to bite off too much. Push yourself, but not. There's a fine line. And everyone will be different.
Yeah, it's good. That's really good. Because I've always been not like big waves aren't my natural thing. I don't really like it. I think it's really cool. Big drops are sick.
Yeah.
But when they're getting really big and gnarly, I'm like,
what's the point?
Not my thing. But I'm working on like how can I get myself to be more comfortable in bigger waves, going on trips where there's bigger waves, and also be ready like in the gym, swimming, surfing a lot.
Yeah, I think you can. There's ways. There's ways that you can do that, like breath work and breath holding and.
Yeah, what do you say is like most important for you, like to get also like mentally ready to?
I think they all help, but everyone's different,
Mm-hmm.
For me, I like being physically ready, so physically strong and have really nice, solid movement patterns.
How do you feel like? Is it like strength, or is it like?
It's a combination, like now, like it's been like strong and strong and long, strong and mobile.
Yeah.
and through injuries I've had in the past, I've spent more time in the gym, like recently, which I probably wouldn't have done that usually. But it's just trying to like get your legs and your core super strong to take those wipeouts or take the impacts. The breath holding stuff is.
It's also really mental, right?
Yeah, it's mental and it's great confidence building. We do with my personal trainer, we do like Surfit weeks, which and we get like clients who come in who like no one wants to be a big wave surfer. Everyone just wants to
surf big wave.
No, everyone wants to build confidence.
Oh yeah.
So we don't do camps for big wave surfers. We do camps for surfers, or sometimes like a couple of people have never even surfed before. They just want to train a different way.
Yeah.
And it's amazing like how we're all capable of doing like long breath holds and moving and the we all think we are. Like we get people coming in and they can do 30-second breath hold, and by the time they leave we can get them moving and breathing and holding for triple that, really quickly.
Yeah.
It's a lot of it's mine. And that can help.
What do you see in them? Like, is there a huge confidence booster, or how do they go?
So sometimes it's about how you move, how you're reacting. So, like, if you keep bringing it back to a surf thing, like if you go over the falls and you are fighting it and you're swimming and you're gonna decrease. You're gonna make that whole experience a lot worse than if you accept it. You reserve your energy. You go with it, because you can't fight. You can't fight the ocean. You're not gonna outswim it or out kick it. And if you just got to accept it and relax and how you deal with those things can make your experience a lot nicer.
Yeah.
And then you go in the pool. So the pool is the only controlled environment you can get. So it's a great place to train and understand. So you do a length in the water, and you're trying to get to the end as quick as possible. You can get to the end obviously a little bit quicker, but you'll be knackered at the end of the time you get to the end. Yeah, you do a length underwater, you don't think about anything, and you don't even try and move very fast. Like it might take you twice as long to get there, but when you get there, you'll be less knackered.
Yeah.
So you have to work that out. And go, okay, that's why when I have a wipe out and it's 5 seconds and I'm thrashing around, kicking and moving my arms around,
scary.
I'm knackered and I'm scared. Whereas if you were to accept that, you might not come up a few seconds longer, but you'll be better for it.
Yeah, exactly.
And you're more prepared for the next one. And it's understanding that, which everyone does. They're like, oh yeah, it's obvious, because it is obvious.
Yeah.
As soon as they work it out,
it has to click. Have to.
Yeah. So, and there's you do some cool exercises, and everyone's like. We do some cool exercises, which mimic that and mimic the sort of the training stuff. Because surfing's quite hard to train for.
Yeah. It's not really one way of training that's perfect.
No, and the best training for surfing is surfing.
Exactly. Yeah. Same thing.
Yeah.
Well, for us in Holland and in Belgium, it's really hard to surf a lot of surf. We almost what we say is we have a lot of waves, but we're really shitty.
Yeah.
So,
What's the same thing?
Yeah, but England is way different.
Yeah.
Because you guys got consistent waves. They're shitty as well, but way more consistent.
Okay, yeah. I'll take that. Yeah, it is consistently shit, but yeah. But yeah, I know what you mean.
Cool. I'm getting the feeling that when you have everything in place, you're doing your training, you're doing some breath work, you're with buddies that are great and you trust and in the water with, that's 90% of everything. And then it's your own mental and mindset to get you through those waves and into the water. And
yeah.
You're getting the feeling that it's a combination of multiple things, not really one thing. I wanted to ask what's the one thing that changes fear or whatever, and it's there's not one thing.
No, there's no magic answer. Just
doing the work.
Just doing the work. and you know, fear's great. Like there's nothing. I think it's like I'd be worried like if someone comes and wants to surf and they're like not scared. They're like I'm like, is this guy like a little bit crazy? Like is he gonna like get us into trouble? Like, put us in a situation like if he's not scared like. I mean, I don't know. It's a healthy thing to have. Respect, you know, the ocean and respect for yourself, respect for your team. But you can't let the emotion like dictate. Or put you in a negative where like, you know, you're in a scary situation or then you start like messing up or you know not driving too fast or driving ski too fast or missing pickups or. You know, surfing terribly or you know, making the wrong calls, you know, like it's managing that. Yeah. And I think, again, that's just time and putting yourself in those situations and doing that in a good environment with knowledgeable people around you, you know. It's definitely like, I think for me, I think the biggest thing, like the one thing is surrounding yourself with the right people.
Yeah. So that's what you were telling at the beginning as well. Just searching for people to surf with.
Yeah. And you know, it doesn't always have to be the same person. You know, for your whole surfing career, or whatever, it's just like right time, right people, seeing how they deal with it, and then
maybe a bit older,
understanding. Yeah, just those things as experience, you know.
Yeah.
So yeah, if you were a young kid, like wanting to go the big wave route, I'd say, okay, right, you know, look at your peers around you, like whether it's your local beach, and then once you get, it's because you'll outgrow them at some point, you know. Yeah. And you like your country, Europe, you know, the world, you know, like how can you tap into those people, you know?
Yeah.
And that's definitely how I see, you know, how I did it.
Most important.
Yeah.
Cool. I think it's really clear. I think that's it. I think we got it.
Yeah.
That's cool. All right. Where can I find you? And like, it's so sick to be here with you and have your story. Where can I find you on social media or whatever?
So on the internet, I'm doing like a YouTube channel at the minute, which I'm doing like following the big European big wave season.
Cool.
So it's Andrew Cotton Surfer, I think. Which hopefully it'd be good to you know, you can follow. We just do bits of training and you know, like week to week sort of general stuff that we're doing. So it might be interesting. Or on Instagram, Andrew_Coy.
Cool. So, sweet. Right, thanks. Thanks for your
Thank you.
Thank you.
Cheers.
Hey, wat tof dat je weer hebt geluisterd, of hebt gekeken, of hebt gelezen. Kun je in allerlei vormen natuurlijk. Daar zijn we super blij mee, we doen het heel graag. En als je nog zelf vragen hebt over andere tips voor het surfen, laat ons alsjeblieft weten. Dat kan via de comments op de website, bij Spotify en dergelijke. Alsjeblieft laat ons even weten.
Of ga naar de Surftips voor surfers, door surfers groep op Facebook. En je kan je video's en foto's uploaden en dan geven we daar surftips op.
Zeker.